What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you something very, very interesting and very helpful for those of you who have been thinking about whether or not you wanted to start your own school, specifically a private school. If you want to start your own independent private school, meaning fully funded by you and maybe your donors, but it is 100% independent, this is how you do it. First of all, what you want to do is when you go on Google, literally type in U.S. Department of Education State Regulation of Private Schools. And what you will find, you find this document right here. And this document here is the first link you see here, State Regulations of Private Schools, Department of Education. So you want to go there. And the document is actually looks like this. So it's a PDF file. And the great thing about this PDF file, and again, it's titled U.S. Department of Education, State Regulations of Private Schools. So this gives you all the regulations state by state for private schools. And let me show you some things here that's very, very interesting. So it's a PDF file. It's a huge document, and it literally covers every state. You see from here, starting from Alabama all the way down to Wyoming. I want to say this is all 50 states. I didn't count, but it looks like it. But again, you can count it when you're doing your free time. It's now you know where this document is. So for example, let me show you some things here that I think is very interesting. I'm going to go over to, all right, so this is the state of New York. Again, I live in New York, so, and I've worked in New York as a public school educator, teacher, dean, assistant principal, all the way up to principal. And I've actually been part of designing a new school while I was at Columbia University Teachers College. So here is the regulations, okay? This first section right here, where it says accreditation / registration / licensing / approval. So this is the accreditation that you need, the registration process, the licensing required, and approval to start a private school in the state of New York. Number one, no requirements for accreditation. There are no requirements for accreditation. Number two, registration is optional. I'm going to read what it says here. The Board of Regents conducts 2 types of voluntary registration programs, nursery schools and kindergarten and secondary schools. There is no registration programs for elementary schools. A non-public school must submit information and allow an on-site visit to the school by a staff member in the department's Bureau of Schools Registration in order to register with the Board of Regents. Registered secondary schools may administer Regents exams and aware diplomas. Again, registered secondary schools may, they don't have to, administer Regents, which is the state examinations that's used for public schools to determine or at least to assess the academic progress of students, high school students towards graduation and diplomas. So these are optional for, isn't that crazy? Diplomas are optional for secondary schools that are private. No requirement for licensing, no requirement for approval. Minors may comply with the state's compulsory education requirements at public schools or elsewhere. Again, may. Okay, teacher certification. Okay, for teacher certification, it says here, instruction may only be given by a competent teacher. By a competent, not licensed, not degreed, but competent teacher. All professional instructional and supervisory all professional instructional and supervisory personnel at private schools providing public placements for disability children must be appropriately certified. So if you're dealing with students with disabilities, then you should have appropriate certification, and according to these codes within the state of New York. But if you're just giving general education, it may only be provided by a competent teacher. So okay, but so you do have regulations you have to follow statewide. But the thing about it is, to start the school, to actually open the school, to actually open doors, these are the requirements. And it's here for every single state in the country. So New Mexico, all the way going back to Alabama. These are all the regulations for every single state. So this is interesting. I just want to share this with you real quick. A little tidbit of information I came across that I think I've never seen this before myself personally until I came across it, and I'm like, wow, as long as you have the financial resources and the facilities to make it happen. And for a lot of people, it doesn't require a lot of resources. It makes more sense. It makes more sense now why churches are able and synagogues are able to open their own schools, but they have their own facilities. They tend to have their own teachers already there. Sometimes a lot of these places, people are volunteering there. And the requirements is not that complicated as far as opening the school. Then you do have facilities rules and regulations that you have to follow with the state health codes and stuff like that. But the actual opening of a school, it's actually easier to open a school based on accreditation, registration, licensing, and approval than it is to open a restaurant. Think about that. All right, y'all. I just want to share this with you real quick and talk to y'all soon.